Welcome everyone once again for this next lecture on looping statements. So in the last lecture we have started with for loop and we have seen some examples of it, right? So today we are starting with another example of entry control loop, and it is while loop. So what is while loop? As I have already told you, it is an entry control loop. And what is entry control loop? Where the condition where the test condition is tested before the execution of the looping statements, right? And if the condition is tested after the execution of looping statement, then we call it exit control loop. So we had two examples of entry control loop. One is for loop that we have already seen, and today we are starting with while loop, right? So while loop is used to repeat a task until a particular condition is false. So we are going to test a condition again and again until it is false. Okay. Now let us have a look at the syntax of while loop. So first of all, what we have, so let us have a quick recall. What are the components of any looping statement? So we have initialization, then where we initialize, where we give the starting value to a control variable, or it is also known as counter variable. Then we have a test condition, which is to be tested again and again until it is false. Then we have a updation part where we change the uh, current value of the control variable or counter variable. Okay. Then we do have some set of statements that are written inside the statement block. So there may be n number of statements. So what we have done, if you remember, we were doing all the things like initialization, testing, and updation in the same statement in case of for loop. Now what is happening in while loop? All these different components are put at different places in different statements, right? So first of all, what we have here, we do the initialization of the control variable, whatever it is. Then we have a keyword while, and inside the bracket here I think you can see the difference. In case of for loop, here we were having three components, but in case of while loop, here we are having only one component, and that is test condition. Then inside, this is the starting of the loop, and at last we have a closing braces. This is the ending of the loop. Okay. So here we have statement blocks. So this statement blocks may have n number of statement, right? You can have any number of statement inside this block, n number of statement. It may be a single statement or multiple statement. Then here what we are doing, we are updating the control variable. Now updation, we can do it either with the help of increment, or it may be decrement, or it may be dividing with some factor, dividing with some value, or it may be multiplying with some factor. It can be anything, but there has to be some change. Okay. If there is no change in the control variable, then definitely this loop is going to be a infinite loop. Then as usual, here we have another other statements that we are calling it as statement X. So again, this statement X is not a part of this while, right? Now let us have a look at the flowchart of while loop. I hope you remember the flowchart that we have already seen in the for loop. This flowchart is exactly similar to the flowchart of for loop. Here we have initialization of control variable. Then after that we are going to test the condition, and if this condition is true, then what is going to happen? A statement block is going to execute, and after statement block, what we are having? We are having updation, right? And after updation, again it will go to test condition, again it will test the condition, and this whole process is going to repeat until this condition is false. When this condition is false, then we will go out of the loop, and there we may have some other statement. Okay. Now, I think let us discuss one fundamental difference between this while loop and for loop. Okay. See, practically, if you can implement any problem with for loop, then you can always implement it with while loop, because there is a difference of syntax. Ultimately, the components are same. Here you can see, in case of for loop, we know that always the updation is going to take place always after the statement block. But in case of while loop, we can put this updation, we can move this updation part from this place to this place. That means this updation can take place before the execution of a statement block. Now that is the fundamental difference between while loop and for loop, right? Okay. Then while loop is also an entry control loop like a for loop. That means condition is tested before the execution of the statement. Now what are the differences, key differences between while and for loop? Obviously the syntax is different for both the loops. In for loop, now this is the thing that I was talking about in the previous slide. Updation in for loop can only take place after the execution of block, as per the flow of the syntax, as per the flow of the control. But in while loop, it can take place, that means updation can take place before the execution. If you have written the updation statement before the statement block, then obviously it will take place before the execution. Where we generally use for loop, when we already know how many exact number of iteration we are having in a particular problem. Okay. If we are not aware, if we are not sure of how many iterations are there, then generally we go for while loop. If we already know the number of iteration, then we generally go for loop. Now this is the point I was talking about. If you can implement a problem using for loop, you can always use while loop. So it is totally up to you. Let us let us have a look at a simple example. I think this particular thing we have already done in the previous lecture also, right? So what we are having, I have taken a variable I. Now first of all, what is my objective? I want to print my name on output screen 10 times. Obviously you can change it n number of times also, right? In this example I am doing it 10 times. You can do it n number of times. So what we have, I have taken a variable I. Now what is this variable I? Basically this variable is going to control the root. So it is a control variable or counter variable. This is what this statement is, basically the initialization of control variable. So what I have done, I have initialized I with 1. Initially my I is what? This I is 1, right? Now I have put this condition while I is less than equals to 10. Now you can check, 1 is less than equals to 10. Yes, that means condition is true. So control will go inside the loop. Now here you can see I have written a printf statement. So obviously if you have an output screen, if you have a console, so your name is going to print here. So it will print my name as 1 is less than equals to 10. Now here what this I plus plus is doing, basically I am doing the updation in the value of I. So I is 1, now it will become 2, right? So I is what? Now it is 2. After this, control will go back to where? It will go to the condition part again. 2 is less than equals to 10. Again, my name will be printed. Then I will be 3. Then 3 is less than equals to 10. Again, my name will be printed. So it is going to repeat itself, right? So how many times my name will be printed? Suppose it is printed 10 times. So after printing my name for the 10th time, then obviously after 10, I will become 11, right? Now when I is 11 and control comes to this part, test condition, so 11 is less than equals to 10, so here condition is false, right? And the control will come out of the loop. That means these statements are now they are not going to execute. So this is how while loop works, and it has printed my name on the output screen for 10 times. Obviously you can have n number of times. In that case, what you need to do, you have to take one more variable n, and then you have to take the value of n from the user, right? And in place of this 10, what you can do, you can just put n. In that case, the number of iterations in this particular loop, it will depend on the value of n. So whatever the value you are giving, it will decide the number of iterations in this particular loop. Okay, so in the next lecture we are going to implement some examples of while loop. That's it for today. Thank you so much.